My family skipped my 8-year-old son's emergency surgery, then demanded $10K for their Vegas party. I cut them off, froze every account, and when they tried to use my name, I walked into court with proof they'd been robbing me for years. My son, Mason, was rushed into emergency surgery for a ruptured appendix on a Tuesday night. I called everyone, my mom, my sister, even my uncle, just to let them know we needed prayers, maybe a little emotional support. No one showed, not a single visit, call, or even text. I brushed it off at first. Emergencies happen. But 2 days later, my cousin Bate posted a group selfie with my entire family at a Vegas penthouse suite. Captioned, "Family Turn-Up Weekend. Bo. All expenses paid, no kids allowed." I was stunned. While my son was being stitched up and sleeping off anesthesia, they were popping bottles and gambling with smiles on their faces. I stayed quiet until my sister Michelle messaged me. "Hey, can you send 10K? Dad forgot his card and we covered the hotel for everyone. You can just wire it when you get a chance." That's when something inside me snapped. Not only had they ignored my son's surgery, they wanted me to fund their luxury trip. I didn't reply. I logged into every joint account because I was the only one with good credit and froze everything. Business cards, family lines, even the emergency fund my mom guilt-tripped me into helping set up. Suddenly, phones started ringing. My sister sent voice notes calling me selfish. My uncle claimed I was sabotaging years of trust. My mom said I was tearing the family apart. But I wasn't done because what they didn't know was that while Mason recovered, I had been combing through 5 years of shared bank statements. I found hundreds of transactions I never authorized. Luxury spa charges, airline upgrades, subscription boxes, even an auto loan under my name. So when Michelle tried to use my name again, this time for a new credit card to cover the trip, the bank flagged it. She claimed it was a misunderstanding and took me to small claims court for loss of funds due to emotional distress. Wild, right? I walked into that courtroom with a binder of printed evidence, transaction logs, screenshots of texts, notarized letters from my accountant. Her lawyer barely said a word. The judge stared at Michelle and asked, "Is there any reason you thought you were entitled to use his name without permission?" She mumbled something about family and tradition. The judge ruled in my favor. Of course, Michelle was ordered to pay legal fees and I walked out without saying a word. Since then, I've cut contact with every single one of them. No more shared accounts, no more blind loyalty, just me and my son. He's healing, I'm healing. And my so-called family, they're blocked, broke, and suddenly realizing Vegas wasn't worth it. But the final nail. About 3 weeks later, I got a call from a detective working financial crimes. Turns out the court testimony and documentation triggered an audit. And guess what? It wasn't just my accounts they misused. They'd taken out payday loans under old neighbors' names, had an entire identity theft operation hidden in plain sight. And once I gave them access to my emails because I'd been blind to how deep it went, they traced IPs, timestamps, even forged signatures. My own mother had signed off on a forged HELOC request for a condo I never owned. One by one, they started getting picked up. Michelle first, then Uncle Ray, and finally my mom, who claimed she was protecting the family. The headlines didn't say loving relatives. They said family fraud ring busted after Vegas trip sparks investigation. Now it's just me and Mason. We bake on Sundays. We read comics before bed. I've never had less family, but I've also never felt more free. The money, I'll rebuild that. But the peace, that's priceless. All that needed to be done because